Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is Caroline Jones. She is the founder of Kind to Kids. We are so excited to have you here, Caroline, and she's also the president, so welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm delighted to be here.
Yes.
Wonder Woman. That's what it is. I didn't want to use. I didn't want to use Black Widow. I didn't want to I didn't want to use that. Wonder Woman. We got Superwoman, Wonder Woman, and Superman.
I'll take it.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate
I'm
it.
delighted to be here. Thank you.
So, Caroline, tell us a little bit about Kind to Kids.
Sure. Well, Kind to Kids serves children who are underprivileged in Delaware. We focus on children in foster care, and we give them the skills and experiences they need to succeed in the world. And we believe that every child deserves a bright future.
Okay, and how long have you been working for the organization?
Well, we actually founded it with our children, Chris and Catherine, when they were in high school, much like you did with your organization for literacy. Ours were, we were actually at the Bob at a high school basketball tournament, and it was crowded, but there were still empty seats. And they said, you know, look at these empty seats, foster kids would love to go. And they know about foster kids because I volunteer as a court advocate, and at that time through Family Court of Delaware. And I would share with them their hardships and the struggles. And so they knew about it, and they said, well, let's see if we can give them the empty seats, the tickets. And my husband, Mark, and I were like, well, it's not that easy. And out of the mouths of babes, they were like, well, why not? You know? So that's, honestly, that's how we started. We started with events, and we would go to all the area venues and said, if you have empty seats and tickets, give them to us. We'll give them to kids in foster care.
Wow.
We expanded to kids in poverty, and since that time, we've helped over 16,000 children in need.
Wow.
Yeah, it's you know, it's a testament to Delaware and working together. We started with events, and then Ivan, much like you did with the toy drive, as a matter of fact, Representative Sherry Dorsey Walker is our vice chair.
Enough said.
Isn't she awesome?
Right.
Yes, yes. So we do holiday toys for children in foster care every year. We give out $15,000 in toys and gifts. And then we do that for their birthdays as well to help them get through those difficult times.
Right.
Then we expanded to education programs, and that's one of our most impactful services.
Wow. You have a lot of things going on, a lot of services in your organization. Talk to me about U-Grad.
Yes, yes.
You see our eyes light up?
Oh, I'm so excited about this because there's such a need. And there was an unmet need, and now we have identified a program that solves it. So when we launched U-Grad Academy in 2018, and at that time, Delaware's rate for children in foster care graduating from high school was the lowest in the nation at 26%,
Wow.
which is just unacceptable.
Right.
So now, 3 years later, and in part due to this program, Delaware is just below the national average at 53%. But seriously, 53%, when you have 47% of kids not graduating from high school and foster care, and they go on to young adult life with no family to support them, and things will go bad fast. So now with this program, we help the children succeed in high school. We expanded to middle school. So now we also help them as they age out into college, trade school, or career.
That's beautiful that you're offering the resources so to make sure that they're set as they maybe pursue a college degree or their career ambition after high school, but mainly graduating high school, which is so important. Now, do you offer any other mentoring programs at Kind to Kids?
So we have, through the U-Grad program, they have, we call them advocates, and they are like mentors, but much more, so they advocate for them. So you can imagine a child who's been abused, who's been neglected, comes from a home with, that's been tumultuous, right, unstable, and they come into foster care, and now they're in a new home or a group home, and there's new people and new rules. They may be in a new school, and it can be very overwhelming. So a child's wondering, what's it going to be like when I get home tonight? Or am I even going to be in a new placement?
Right.
It's hard to focus on math equations and ancient history.
Right.
Right? It just can't be done. It's too much.
Right.
So now this child has a U-Grad advocate with them who meets with them every 2 weeks, face to face, who talks with them every week and say, how you doing? What do you need? Do you need a new backpack? Do you have everything you need for your solar system project? And, you know, I see you went from a B to a C in history. Can I help with that? Do you need a tutor? We spend tens of thousands of dollars in private tutoring for the children.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
And it's needed, it's necessary. I'm a firm believer of tutoring services. I grew up utilizing and taking advantage of many tutoring services throughout my education. And I always look back and think, wow, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have felt as confident in class. So I think that's a great resource that you're offering.
Yes, because the children are often behind academically, and it's a result of their environment and what they've experienced. They may have switched from different schools. They may have not had that family support before they came into foster care.
Right.
So they need the additional tutoring support, and it helps them get through. And in addition to all the supplies they need, it's the guidance, it's the I'm here for you. So instead of telling them, this is what you need to do, we take them by the hand, we listen, and we also listen to the team. So a child has a whole foster care team. They have the foster parents who are with them every day. We have the Division of Family Services social worker, and the school counselor and the teachers. So, you know, they are part of the support and additional to CASAs or other programs that are there for the kids. But many a times the foster parents will say, like, you're the only consistent person I see, and I need your help, and how much you've impacted our lives and you've helped these kids.
Wow.
And you know, I tell you how this first started. You know, I see you ask people, what's your why?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Oh man.
She's beating you to the punch.
Well, yeah. When I first started as a CASA, one of my first cases was this little boy, 10 years old. He came into foster care. He was found not even 10 minutes from here. Someone called the hotline. He was in a row home by himself, and they saw him rummaging about for food. So he came, got taken, left all of his things, and I would meet with him, and he was so guarded and so closed. Beautiful little boy, big brown eyes, Tyrone. And every 2 weeks I'd meet with him, and at the end of every session I would say, is there anything I can do to help you? And he would always say no. Well, after a whole year of meeting with him, I asked him the same thing. Tyrone, is there anything I can do? And this time he looks at him. I'm going to try and say it without crying.
Aww.
But this time he looks down, and his hands start to shake, and he's not talking. And I say, tell me, buddy, we can work it out. Like, just talk to me. And when he finally looks up, he has tears streaming down his face. And he says, Miss Caroline, why am I in foster care? Oh, man, it broke my heart. And he was also asking, like, what's wrong with me?
Right.
And, you know, so we went through it all, and I explained, you know, you're a beautiful child that any parent would want. It's just that, you know, your mom had some issues that, you know, that she needed more help with. His dad was incarcerated. And, you know, so we got him some additional therapy and the help he needed, but it made me realize that he had been walking around with that for a whole year, and it wasn't addressed as much as it should have been. And one of the things that was traumatic for him was how he left, too. He had left all his belongings. The social worker came with a trash bag, so to put his things in, which, because the state funds staff, you know, not. So now then we developed a My Blue Duffel program to help kids aging out of foster care with a beautiful teddy bear and a blanket and beautiful things. And, you know, we give out easily 600 of those a year. And it's expanded to first responders, hospital emergency rooms, because they will take kids, and now they find the abuse may be more severe because of the COVID pandemic.
Right.
So these duffels help to buffer the trauma and also remind them that somebody cares. We have one teen that we work with who's aged out. Age out is when you leave, you know, 18 to 21 and you no longer have the services. And she said, you know, I carry the blanket that was in my duffel bag with me everywhere I go because somebody cared, and it was the first thing that was for me. So we deliver these wraparound services for them, and the U-Grad program is changing lives. We have a 97% high school graduation rate. We're talking about 97% compared to like
yes.
53%.
Big difference.
Right?
Yeah.
Big
Huge
difference.
Huge difference. I mean, it's one of the best in the nation. So we're looking for, we applied for ARPA funds, American Rescue Plan Act funds. With more funds, we can help more kids. We started with 5 children, now we have over 60.
Nice.
And, you know, each year we want to amp up, so we really hope we can get the funding. We're reaching out to our legislators, and, you know, it's the way, and national foundations, because it's how we can get things done.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. Oh, give me your contact info and website and all that good stuff.
I will, yes, definitely. So our website is kindtokids.org, KINDTOKIDS.org. And we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, on Instagram, Kind to Kids, Facebook, you know, Kind to Kids, and Instagram, Kind to Kids. You can donate, you can sponsor a child for $25 a month. You can give a My Blue duffel bag to a child, $30 for every child coming in. Right now there are 500 children in foster care in Delaware's system, and about 75 age out each year. So they need our help.
Yes,
you know,
they
you can imagine, you know, I think of my own children, how much help they needed as they aged out. Can you imagine a child with no family to turn to?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so Caroline, you are, clearly there's a need for what you're doing.
Yes.
And listening to your story, thank you for sharing that story with us, and I know that it can be emotional, but I think it's important for our viewers to hear that.
Yeah.
Because it really does jolt you a little bit. Like, life is not bad where you're at.
Right.
So that kind of puts life into perspective that, you know, there are foster kids out there that need support, that need resources, need that mentorship, and families.
Yeah.
And you see when they get it, how they succeed. You know, on the video we shared some of our recent graduates, and we have students who are at University of Delaware and Del State and Del Tech, and have careers now in the food service industry and are in the National Guard. So with help, they can become productive citizens in life, and we give them what they deserve, right? What every child. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah,
well,
thank
great
you.
job, Wonder Woman.
Thank you. Well, you know, we work together. It's collaborative,
There
you
you
know, and it's you inviting me here to share this story, so I'm grateful for that as well.
Well, as I always like to say, it truly takes a village.
Takes a village.
Yes.
It does.
Well,
Takes a village.
Caroline, thank you so much. We appreciate your time, and we continue, continue with all the success for Kind to Kids.
Yeah.
And everyone, Caroline Jones, president and founder of Kind for Kids, Kind to Kids. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
We're going to wrap up for 2021.